Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank everybody for making comments on my videos. Uh, I appreciate the feedback and I hope to use the feedback to create better videos in the future. Leave me feedback of what you'd like to see, or if you're having difficulties with anything concerning skins or creating mods. Uh, I'll either answer in the comments if it's simple, or maybe I can create a video to explain a little bit better. But anyway, keep those comments coming. I really appreciate those. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group, please go to my Facebook page, ATS Skins and Mods, and join up. I'll be posting videos there and posting files and truck mods and just all sorts of goodies like that. In this video, we'll be creating a skin mod from scratch, and I'd like to give a shout out to Jeff Richards. He posted on my Facebook group some NASCAR skins for the Featherlight trailer that I modified, and these are really detailed looking skins, and they look great. He just didn't have it in a mod to be able to import it into the ATS Truck Simulator game. So with his permission, I'm going to use his skins and create a skin mod for the Featherlight trailer that you can find on my Facebook page. So let's get started. Making a mod from scratch is not that difficult to do, and I know there are programs out there. ATS Mod Studios is one, and ATS Mod Studio 2 is another popular program that people use to create skin mods. However, those do have some problems when you want to create truck and trailer combos or mods with more than one skin. Uh, for that, you need to know how to create the mod from scratch, and it's not that hard to do, and it only takes a little bit of time. And if you just save your files that you use on some of your more common files that you use often to make copies of, it makes the process go a whole lot quicker. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is create a folder, and this will be our mod folder. So we'll call this NASCAR Featherlight Skin Mod. And this folder is completely empty. We have nothing there, and this is where all our mod files will go. And make a habit of saving your more common files in the folder. For skin mods, I've got them in my ATS mod files, and I have a folder called trailer mod, and this is just a generic trailer mod that I created. I made it for somebody, but everything in it is absolutely generic, and so I like to use this as a copy when I make my skin mods. But anyway, you'll notice there are three folders that you need for your skin mod, and that's vehicle, material, and def. So I will recreate those folders in my skin mod folder. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing. On another folder. Make sure that your everything is lowercase, and make sure all your spelling is correct, because you'll have more problems with spelling and file path problems than anything. If you just take your time and like I said, make sure everything's in lowercase and everything's spelled correctly, you'll have no problems at all creating a skin mod. All right, now one thing I'd like to explain is the file path that American Truck Simulator looks for is a specific file path, and it has to be correct. So the folder structure of each one of these folders are all the same, whether you're making a trailer skin or a truck skin. They are all the same. So we're going to go into our vehicle folder and our sample file, and we need to add a folder called trailer owned. So we'll just create a new folder and rename it. And inside our trailer owned folder, we have another folder called upgrade. And then we have another folder called paint job. Okay, so this file structure that we have, will be the same for all your trailer skin mods. You will have a vehicle, a trailer owned subfolder, and an upgrade subfolder, and then a paint job subfolder. And then all your paint jobs will go in this particular folder. And this is where you can be a little bit more unique. After the paint job, you can create your own folders. In this case, we're just going to create a folder called NASCAR. But that's the trailer that we're working on. And notice in my example, I got the SCS underscore box, which is the stock OEM SCS box trailer found in the American Truck Simulator game. And inside this NASCAR folder, this is where we're going to put all our DDS skin files. So we'll go ahead and go to our folder that has all our NASCAR skins. And we will select all of them. And we will just paste them into our skin folder. All right, like I said, these are very nice skins, and Jeff Richards really done a great job on these, and I do appreciate him sharing them with the rest of the modders out there. Okay, so each skin mod has to have a TOBJ file or each skin graphic has to have a TOBJ file that goes with it, and it can be any TOBJ file. And this one, I'm just going to copy a TOBJ file from my generic skin mod folder and just paste it into with my graphics. And let me talk to you a little bit about naming. American Truck Simulator, it likes names that are under 13 characters long. Not always, but most things it wants naming to be under 13 characters, and anything over 13 characters, it will just simply ignore it, and your mod won't work. And so you can see some of these names here are quite long, and we're going to shorten them up a bit. So we're just going, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're just going to do 2 skins for right now. Otherwise, the video would be way too long. But we'll do 2 skins, and the rest of the skins are done exactly the same way. There's no difference. So what we'll do is we will rename this Kurt Busch skin file and this TOBJ file. We're going to shorten it up quite a bit. And we're just going to, and what I like to do, I just use initials KB and then an underscore 1. So now you have a scan graphic file and a TOBJ file that matches, and then we'll just pick one more at random. We'll copy and paste the TOBJ file, Just remember each, oops, I copied both of them. Okay, so like I said, every skin has to have its own TOBJ file. And so we'll just do Bobby Labonte's, and we'll rename those to BL underscore 18. All right, so now we have 2 skin files and we have 2 matching TOBJ files. And whenever I help people with their skin mod problems, I'd say at least 95% of all the problems come from these TOBJ files. If you click on them, they look like just regular text files, but you'll see some hexadecimal characters, and you'll see a file path that leads to your DDS file. And it looks like you can just go in here and edit this just like you would any other text file. But if you edit this at all outside a TOBJ editor or a hexadecimal editor, this file will not work. So don't edit inside this file at all. And fortunately, if you have downloaded the ATS Mod Studio, it does come with a very good TOBJ editor, and it works great, and it's simple to use, and it will allow you to modify all your TOBJ files. So the way this is used, you just open the TOBJ file you want to edit, and let's see. We navigate to our folder where our TOBJ file is located. Okay, and here's the 2 TOBJ files we made. We're going to do the Kurt Busch one. So we'll open it, and we'll modify this path to match where our Kurt Busch skin file is located. So let's take this all the way back to paint job. That's where everything's going to be the same. You got vehicle, trailer owned, upgrade, and paint job. And here you have vehicle, trailer owned, upgrade, and paint job. So now we just have to add the NASCAR folder, and then we have to add the correct DDS file, which is kb_1.dds. kb_1.dds. All right, and once you have modified the file path, just click on Save TOBJ File As, and then click on your matching TOBJ file and hit Save. And that's all there is to it. And make sure to do it that way. Don't do it any other way, because I know this works, and it changes these TOBJ files where they'll work inside the game. And now we have to change the TOBJ file for this Bobby Labonte car. So the only thing we have to do is just, we know our file path is correct, so the only thing we have to do is change our DDS path. So in this case, it's BL_18.dds. All right, and then we hit Save TOBJ File As, and we just select the right TOBJ file and hit Save. And always select yes, you want to replace it. All right, and then you would have to do that to each one of these skins. Just add a TOBJ file that matches the skin, and then modify the skin. So now we're done with the vehicle folder. So we go back to the material folder, and if we open up our generic mod again to make sure that our file structure is correct, we'll notice that we need a UI folder. So we'll create a folder and we'll call it UI. And then inside the UI folder, we have another folder called accessory. And please make sure that these folders are spelled correctly, because more problems come from misspelled folders and TOBJ files than anything I've seen. So just be careful. Make sure you use all lowercase and make sure everything is spelled correctly. All right, so inside this accessory folder, you need 3 files. You need a DDS file, a MAT file, and a TOBJ. And I can just copy all 3 of these and paste them in my folder. Now this DDS file, let us open it with paint.net. This file has to be 256 by 64. So, and this is how our paint job will show up as an accessory. So I have created one for the Bobby Labonte car, and I will save this one, and it is at the right size, 256 by 64, and I will just go ahead and save it as let's see, make sure I'm in the right folder. We're in NASCAR Featherlight Skin Mod, the material folder, UI, accessory, and then here's the file that we want to replace. So we'll click on it, and let's rename it to, and I always like to use the same names for everything. So in this case, it's BL underscore 18.DDS. All right, now if we go back to our accessory folder, we can see we have our Bobby Labonte 18.DDS, and we'll just copy these 2 files, and then we'll rename all 3 of them to the same name, which is BL underscore 18. So now we have a DDS file that's BL underscore 18, a MAT file, and a TOBJ file. This MAT file is, you can edit it like you would any other text file. Just make sure that you change the where it says texture, make sure it matches this TOBJ. So in this case, we change it to BL underscore 18. And then don't forget to save it. All right, so now we have our DDS file, we have a MAT file. Now we need to fix the TOBJ files. So for that, we need our TOBJ editor. And we'll open the correct file. So we'll navigate back to our material folder, our accessory folder, and here's our BL underscore 18.TOBJ. We'll open that and make sure that our file path is correct. In this case, we have material, UI, accessory, and now all we got to do is change the DDS file. And we'll change that to BL underscore 18. And do not forget to save it. So save TOBJ file as BL18.TOBJ. And then I always just like to go back and check it, make sure it took. And so we have BL underscore 18.DDS. So our TOBJ file is good. And then for our second scan, we'll just rename this real quick to Kurt Busch _1. We'll modify the map file. Make sure it points to the right TOBJ. Make sure we save. And then let's go ahead and make our TOBJ file. Go ahead and fix that. Okay. So, all right, we have opened the KB1 TOBJ and we check our file path, make sure it's correct. Material, UI, accessory, and then we change the DDS file. And we make this KB_1. Then save TOBJ file as matching TOBJ file. And we select save and replace. And now we have our accessory graphic that matches our skin. Now the next folder we need to modify is our def folder. So we'll go back to our sample. And we'll go into our def and we notice we have a vehicle folder. So we'll create the vehicle folder. And inside the vehicle folder, we'll have a trailer owned folder. And then inside our trailer owned, this is where it gets a little bit, this is where it differs from our sample. This folder here has to match the trailer or truck that skin belongs to. So in this case, we're creating a skin for the Featherlight trailer. So we have to make sure that this folder matches our Featherlight trailer. And where you get that information at, you can either extract the mod that you're creating a skin for. In this case, I need to find my Featherlight trailer. So let me find the right folder here real quick. I've cleaned up everything, so I've got, okay, so here's our Featherlight trailer mod. Okay, so if we open up our Featherlight trailer mod, we'll notice that it has a similar file structure as our skin mod. We have a vehicle, material, and def, and then a few other files in there as well. But you go into your def folder, go into your vehicle folder, and then in your trailer owned folder. And this folder right here is the unique name that's given to every truck and trailer in ATS Truck Simulator game. So this particular Featherlight trailer is called flight.hauler. So we need to make sure that in our skin mod, this folder matches exactly to the trailer we want the skin to go to. So we'll create a folder and we'll call it flight.hauler. And now the skins in this mod will actually go to the correct trailer. All right, so inside the flight hauler or our truck or trailer folder, we have another folder called paint job. So we'll recreate that. And then inside this paint job, you have to have an SII file. And these SII files they can be simple or complex depending on the type of paint job you have, whether you have a color changing paint job, whether you have accessories that go with your paint job. And some of the vehicles that have accessories, all your box trailers for ATS Truck Simulator has accessories. Your new Mack truck has accessory for your paint jobs, and your International Lone Star has accessories for the paint job. And so those are a little bit unique. But for our NASCAR skins, they are just one skins. They don't have accessories, and there's nothing complicated about them. They're not metallic, and they're not color changing. So all we need is a simple SII valve. And I do happen to have one in my Featherlight mod, so I know I can get that one. So let me go back to my Featherlight mod folder, or my trailer folder. And I go into my defs, trailer on, flight.hauler, paint job. And you can see that I have some SII files here. And these hauler type of files, these are the simple ones. So I can copy and paste. And I need two of them because I'm doing two skins, but you need one for each skin that you do. So whether you have 2 skins or 100 skins, each skin needs its own SII file. And the SII files are really simple. We'll modify these in a second, but they don't have a whole lot of information in them. You got your name, the price that your skin sells for, the unlock level, the icon for your accessories, and then you have the paint job mask. And we'll modify those in just a second. But first thing we have to do is rename them. So we'll rename this first one to Kurt Busch KB_1. And the second one we'll rename to Bobby Labonte _18. Okay, so let's modify the Bobby Labonte one first. In this accessory paint job data, where it says hauler 2, this has got to match the name of your SII file. So in this case, we renamed it to BL_18. So we have to rename this to the same, BL_18. And now, because I took this SII file from the hauler that the skin is made for, I don't have to change this. It already says flight.hauler, but if you borrow a SII file from another vehicle, this has got to match your truck or your trailer. So let's see. If you look at the Mack truck, and we go to the def folder on it, and we go to the truck folder, you can see that your truck is named Mack.Anthem. Okay, so if this was a skin, if you were creating a SII file for the Mack.Anthem, this flight.hauler would need to say Mack.Anthem.paintjob. And like I said, every truck and trailer has a unique name located in the def folder. And all your SII files have got to match your truck or trailer. So for this one, because we did take it from the trailer that we're creating a skin for, this is already here, so it's flight.hauler.paintjob. And now we just need to change the name. Now this one is Bobby Labonte, and we'll just call it number 18. And we'll charge $5,000 for the skin, and the unlock level will be 1. And we need to change the icon, and this was the accessory paint job, or the accessory logo that we put in the material folder. And the only thing we need is BL_18. And then I'll explain that a little bit later on. We only need, well, actually, I'll explain it now. Why it's on my mind. Otherwise, I'll forget. But in the material folder, it has a unique file path that, like I said, American Truck Simulator looks for. So as long as the the icon is located in the accessory folder, all you need is the name of the mat file, which is BL-18. But let's say that we have we got a truck trailer combination and we have a bunch of accessory that goes to a truck or a trailer, we could create subfolders. So in this case, we'll create a subfolder and we'll call it NASCAR. And if we was to take all these files and place it in our NASCAR folder, now we have added a subfolder to our path. And so what we would need to do, we would need to add that subfolder, and it would be called NASCAR and then a / BL-18. So even in your NASCAR folder, you can have another folder. You could have individual folders for all your cars, but whatever folder you add past the accessory folder, you have to add that in your file path for your icon. So since we've already done that, we'll just leave that as is. And then the next thing we got to make sure we get right is our paint job mask. And this is where our skin graphic is located. So what I like to do, so to make sure there's no mistakes, I go back to my vehicle folder and I bring up the file path, which is vehicle, trailer owned, upgrade, paint job, NASCAR, and then all my skin graphics. So in this paint job mask, this file path has to match this file path. So I'll just check it: vehicle, vehicle, trailer owned, upgrade, upgrade, paint job, paint job. And here's where it's different. So we'll take this out. So after paint job, we have a folder called NASCAR. So we'll add the folder / and then because we're and the Bobby, this is for the Bobby Labonte skin, we'll just add the BL_18, and that points to the TOBJ file. And then make sure you save it. Now we need to do the same thing to our other SII file. Our Kurt Busch, we change the hauler 1 to KB_1, and we'll change the name to Kurt Busch. Leave the price at 5,000, unlock at 1, and then for our icon, we'll use the KB_1, which points to the map file, and we don't need the subfolders because we didn't create one for Kurt Busch's. And then our paint job mask, we need to make sure that it matches. And so we know we have to add the NASCAR folder, and then we have to add Kurt Busch TOBJ. And then we hit save. And now we have got our SII files edited. We got our TOBJs edited. And now we can create our skin mod. So, All right, so here's our skin mod. Here's our 3 folders, and we have enough to create a skin mod now. So the way I create the skin mod, I highlight all 3, and if you have WinRAR, this is the program that I use, so I'll explain how to use it. If you have WinZip or another type of compression program, you may have to do a little bit different, but I use WinRAR, and I'll just highlight all 3 files and then add to archive. And then once WinRAR opens up, I select zip, and then I'll change the file extension up here in the name to SCS. And the reason why I do this, zip file will work for your mod, but if you create a lot of skin mods and a lot of truck mods, you can get confused as which one is a zip file and which one is a mod file. And so I always just add the SCS extension to all my mod files so I can know at first glance whether it's a mod file or a zip file. And then select OK. And then it'll package it all up into a mod file. And then you copy it, place it into your ATS Truck Simulator mod file. And I've already created this one time, so it's going to just ask me to replace it, and I'll hit replace the file. And now we'll start American Truck Simulator, and we'll see how we did. Okay, first thing, when we go into our mod manager, we'll notice that all we have is just a generic American Truck Simulator graphic. And here's our NASCAR Featherlight Skin mod, and we've already made it active. And so we'll just exit. All right, so we'll go and we'll check out our skin. We'll go to our Featherlight trailer. And we'll go to our paint jobs. And notice we have, here's our Bobby Labonte. And our accessory icon isn't showing up, so we have a problem somewhere with it. We'll look at, I know what the problem was. We added that subfolder, but we didn't change the TOBJ file to match the path. So that's why it's not showing up. And then for Kurt Busch, we just used the standard, my generic paint job 1 graphic. So if we click on it, and there's our Kurt Busch skin. All right. So our skin shows up. We have created our skin mod, and like I said, whether you're making 1, 2, or 100, the process is always the same. So now we just need to fix the Bobby Labonte accessory icon. And that's really simple to do. Remember, we created a separate NASCAR subfolder, but our TOBJ doesn't reflect that subfolder, and so that's why it doesn't show up. So we'll have to make a little edit to it. So we'll open our TOBJ editor, and we'll open the right TOBJ file. And we just need to add the NASCAR subfolder in it. And then hit save TOBJ as, replace, and now our TOBJ should have the correct file path in, and it does. It material UI accessory NASCAR BL18.dds. All right, so let's try this again. We will create another mod. We'll highlight all three, add to archive, zip, change the extension to SCS, and hit OK. Copy it into our mod folder. Oops, I don't think I hit copy. Copy into our mod folder. Replace the file. Start American Truck Simulator. Go to trailer purchase. And hopefully our Bobby Labonte skin accessory graphic will show up now. And there it is, the Interstate Battery graphic. All right, now we have created a skin mod, and like I say, you do this, the same process as for trucks, trailers. Now, if you have accessories, it's a little different, and I'll probably make a video on skinning the Mack truck since it seems to be a little bit more popular. Uh, but one last thing before I go, if you want to make your skin mod a little bit more professional, there are some files that you can add. And if I go into my generic trailer skin folder, I've got three files: the manifest.sii file, the mod description text file, and then a mod image. If I copy these three files over and paste them, if you open the manifest, it's just a generic manifest. It tells who the author is, what the display name would be in your menu, what category it belongs to, whether it's a paint job or a truck mod. And then one of the most important things is this icon inside the root directory. This points to this image file here, and this is the image file that shows up in your mod menu. And you can edit this just in a simple text editor. And this mod description is just whatever you want people to know about your mod in the menu. They can just hover over it, and this description will show up, so you can add anything you want. And then the mod image for this one, because it's just a generic truck and trailer mod, I just created this image, but it does have to be a certain size. And if we open it in paint.net, so let's see, let me find it. Open with, and this is a JPG file. It's not a DDS file. It's just a regular JPEG file, and its size is 276 by 162. So that's the maximum size it can be, but it can be any picture you want. All right, so I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to leave everything the same, and I'm just going to repackage this mod back up. And we'll copy it back into our mod folder. And then we'll go back into American Truck Simulator, and all the changes we made only applies to the mod menu, nothing else. So if we go into Mod Manager, okay, so now we have our mod picture shows up in the mod menu, and then we have the name, which is generic skin mod package, and it has me as the author, and it's up here's the category. It shows up under paint jobs, and then you see this eye here. If you click on it, it shows you information, uh, and this was the description that went into that text file. You can add anything you want, but it just tells people what your mod's about. So if you want to create a more professional looking skin mod, definitely put those into your file, although they're not necessary for your own personal use. But I try every mod that I make, I try to put a a professional looking picture to it and nice graphics. Try to give credit to other authors that help with the mod. You know, it just makes your mod look so much more professional. Anyway, I hope this video helped you out. And like I said, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments in the videos, and I look forward to it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see all my videos that I make. And I will see you in the future. Thank you.